I was earlier today talking to a private client of mine, and she and I were speaking about her starting her own business. She is employed and currently works for a company and is very successful with her work. And within her, she feels this desire to help, to express, to share. She has had a very unique and empowering journey of healing and self-love and personal growth, and there's such a deep desire for her to share what she has learned, to assist other women, to be there for them. And so she has already taken some steps in that direction, and of course we continue to work on that, because the journey of growing your business is always a fun adventure. I'm on that adventure literally every day. And so today, as we were speaking, what came up for her was this question of taking the leap, and the circumstances really all clearly pointing out towards it's time. I gotta take the leap. It's time for me to start to really fully leave the job behind, the corporate world behind, and fully commit myself and devote myself to this longing, this volcano erupting within me. And sure enough, as we were speaking about all the obstacles, all the fears, all the perceived things, the very normal things came up. So I know you guys will identify with them. So here's a few of them. The first one, of course, is the question of money. Oh my God, there is a consistency and predictability to my salary. And leaping into having my own business is such a scary thing, because there isn't somebody who's going to send you a paycheck every month. And I have to tell you, I understand this fear and this concern, because years ago I was in the same position. I had the consistency of a direct deposit showing up in my bank account when I was working as an attorney, and also there was the fear of but can I, the fear of, it was really a lack fear, right? Like a funny way to say it, a lack fear, but it was the fear of where would the money come? How would the bills be paid? Right? All the things. And so, of course, I have been in business now, oh my God, for so many years. And I'm so glad I took that leap of faith and I was able to overcome that fear and work through that fear. Because gosh, can you imagine me being in the sunset years of my life, an old lady, and looking back and saying, yeah, I remember back then, I wish I had taken that step. I wish I had done more with my life. I wish, right? Like I wouldn't sit there and think to myself, I did right by holding on to the safety and security of money, but my soul was dying every day, right? I would have said the regret, right? The regret of the things that I didn't do. So I'm so glad I healed my relationship with money and found safety. And here's the interesting thing that I realized, that even though we credit a job for paying us a salary, it's not the job that's paying us the salary. Now, of course, I know the name of the organization appears as the sender, as the giver of the money to you. But let's be honest here. Who is the one who created that reality and that experience? It's you. Your safety with money lies within you. Don't put your power outside of yourself. Don't put it on circumstances and events outside of yourself. You yourself have the ability to provide for yourself, right? Like it's all within you. The safety is within you. The decision is within you. The receiving is within you. We can just talk so much about money. And so here's the interesting thing, you guys. For those of you for whom this is an important question, I want you to hear me out. You have a money thermostat. You have a space within you that feels normal, right? Like that place within you where this certain amount of income is normal. And right now you're there, you're at a normal place because it's consistently showing up, whether it's through a business, whether it's through an alimony and spousal support, whether it's through a paycheck. You're at your zone of normal. And so if you choose to switch gears and switch your source of money coming in, from a job to a private business, that same level of normal will kick in. I have to tell you, it was so astoundingly mesmerizing to me, like literally astounding to me, how the first year I was in business, I made the exact same total amount of annual income as the amount of money I received when I was an attorney. And it was so mind-blowing to me because every month was different. It's not like the paycheck where it was a consistent month to month to month, the same amount. So because in my personal business, every month was different. And every month, people were coming one after another, right? One client after another. And every month there were a different number of clients. And at the end of the month, when it was all, at the end of the year, when it was all said and done, it was the same amount. And so that's when I sat back and I was like, wow, this whole thing of the money thermostat, the level of normal and comfortable is so real. Like I experienced it. I went from the predictability of consistent money coming in through a salary to the unpredictability of running my own business. And yet, we were right there where Mira has been comfortable previously. So this fear of will the money show up and how will it show up, I'm here to tell you, you can lean into that zone of normal. Now, there is a whole lot more to clear and to expand in terms of receiving, and so that you don't feel that you're jumping off a cliff without a parachute, right? That you're just gonna smack your face right into the ground. So there's more to this, obviously, more than what we can have in this short conversation. But the concern of, I'm afraid about paying the bills and how is everything gonna get met, and the safety of the money I receive right now through my employer. I've heard it, been there, and so many other people have been there. And I'm here to tell you lies, lies, lies. And this is a fear that you can easily overcome and really step into your purpose, step into the voice and the power within you. And you can do the work. Remember, if the call within you to do more with yourself, to serve in a bigger way is within you, the way has already been charted. Because think of the quantum field, everything exists as a potential and possibility. And you as the observer, you're collapsing that potential, infinite potential wave function into what you want. So you have been collapsing the potential of money and income coming in through your job in a certain way. Just keep expecting the same thing and keep building it up as you're stepping into your business, right? Running your own business. By the way, you guys, it took me so long for me to own that what Mira does is actually a business. Because at first I was coming from a place of, this is healing, this is my work, can I even call it a business? And yet I employ people, I pay for, I pay for so many people to have a living. This is a business. So I had to come to terms of start calling it what it is, right? So the second thing that this client shared with me, and that I very often hear from people, is, who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Who am I to have anything of value to say? Who am I to actually be able to help someone? Who am I? Who am I? You know, that not enoughness. So you can say that the fear of money is really the not enoughness of the universe, us doubting that it will be supported. And the fear of who am I is really the fear of the not enoughness within me. And oh my god, have I been there? Have I played that silly game with myself? Of course. And I'm here to tell you that of course it's another lie, right? Of course it is another lie of how we keep ourselves small, how we shy away from our voice and our true power. Because, you know, as Marianne Williamson says in her famous poem, it's not really so much who am I, but it's more about really the fear of my own personal power, because I sense it, and it's really safe to express that power. And so I want to share with you when I finally started doubting, who am I? All right, and so this was never a fear strong enough to hold me back from doing the mission, the work, the calling in my heart, right? And this was never the thing that held me back strong enough. And yet it was always, you know, just that chirping voice that will be there. The sense of questioning how much value and always wanting to overgive and overextend myself. And nothing wrong with this. I believe in giving people everything you've got and more on top of it, but it was just the feeling of, was that enough? And of course I'm here to answer that from you with a little more wisdom and a ton more experience, that the people who you attract to you as your clients, you're the perfect person for them. There's something within you that resonates so right on the tone of their frequency that will unlock them, something that you really have been able to resolve for yourself, or it's such a level of mastery for you that it's really just it's really just a natural resonance. And people never say, show me your certification. Tell me how many certifications have you gotten? Did you go to school for this? Who trained you? Who gave you a degree in this? People say, I feel you. I've seen you around on the social medias, in my email. I've seen you. I have a resonance within you. My heart says it's a yes. How can I pay you? How can I work with you? Because you hold the key to expand me to the next level. But you see, this is not how I always used to think about it. It was such a sense of doubting, right? That is it enough? So I want to tell you a story. So I used to live in New York City for the longest time, and then I moved away, and I had returned back to New York City, and I had booked a whole bunch of sessions for myself, a whole bunch of coaching VIP days, a whole bunch of past life regression sessions. And so I was staying in this hotel room in Chelsea, of all places, and I was doing all these sessions, all this work. So comes in this woman, and she very quickly figures out that I don't remember her. And I obviously am always straight up and honest about everything. So I was like, I apologize, nothing personal. Unless I work with somebody more often, right? Like more than once, I just see so many people that the stories really disappear, the faces disappear. And probably that is a good thing, I have to tell you guys, because then I don't carry the troubles of the world on my shoulders, because oh my Lord, the things I hear every day, the depth of human suffering I encounter every day, the heart-wrenching stories, the pain, and so it's a good thing I don't carry that with me, right? So I apologized, we laughed about it, and so here's what she told me. She said that she had seen me as the year before, and she had come to me to help her with her cancer. And we had done the work. We dove into the past life regression. I have no idea what she experienced. You know, like I said to you, no memory of it whatsoever. And she left. She got exactly what she wanted to get out of it. We went through the healing. We went through the process of her connecting with the divine, her understanding the core of the problem, her understanding the path forward. She received the healing from the divine, right? The energy, the clearing on an energetic level, on an emotional level, and then she left. And so she never followed up, right? She never reached out to say, hey, I saw my oncologist. These are the results. None of it. Like, literally, you guys, this is the story of my life. People work with me. They experience the miracles. Their lives profoundly change. And somehow they never think to say, hey, Mira, this is where I am. Thank you. Right? In their heads, they're grateful for me, but they never reach out. So if that's you and you're listening, please reach out and tell me where you are. I'll be so happy to celebrate the miracles we created for you. And so same thing with her. So she comes and she says, I'm healed. Our work healed my cancer. I am free of cancer. And I just wanted to come see you again, to come visit and see if there's anything else I can actually get out of working with you today. Again, kind of like, you know, just check in, just tune up, just check in. And I was so delighted for her. Of course, we dove into whatever was presented. We did the work. She left. And you guys, I remember sitting in this hotel room, and the cabinet with all the drawers was right here to my left. And I remember sitting in this chair, looking down at the cabinet. I mean, I have such a clear visual in my head. And I had this come to Jesus moment in my head. And I was like, Mira, are you about ready to drop this? Because God deems you worthy of this work. God sent you the woman. You know that it's not you who heals people. You know that it all works through you. You know that it's all a bigger orchestration. So are you about done playing small and not owning the worthiness of what your work provides for people? Because you're really doing the greatest disservice, right? Who are you, right? People usually say, who am I to do this work? And I was thinking in my head, who are you, Mira, to really say no to God, right? Because the relationship with the divine is truly the most sacred and special relationship for me. Sorry, my future husband, it's me and God first. And so, and so it was such a, like, I was literally shocked. I was stunned. I was sitting there and I was like, who am I to deny God bringing me these people and truly stepping into that next level of power and impact and certainty and confidence and worthiness, right? Like, it's already happening. What's your problem? Just own it, right? So that's my own little story of when I was like, okay, this is done. We're done. And so over the years, I have come to such a place of confidence and worthiness that, of course, it's not about me. Of course, it becomes a bigger thing. Of course, I've recognized that I channeled, the divine steps in. Extraordinary miracles happen beyond my comprehension of how it all happens. And so, right, like, the little Mira, my little ego is not, doesn't need to worry about anything. She, like, right, like, that's not where the miracles happen. Little Mira is not the one who makes the miracles happen, meaning my little ego. So now I'm in a very different place where I know, just bring it. Whatever your problem is, we'll fix it. I'm certain of it. By now, I have been able to create a process and structure and way of working with clients where I know to just ask, well, tell me the dream. Tell me the dream and let's build it, because I know we'll do it. But I ask of you to be ready to do the work, right? That's really it. Are you ready? Let's dive in, and we've got this. That's why it's really extraordinary how my work is able to really not be niched to just business coaching or health coaching or to purpose coaching. Um, Whatever your heart desires, we've got this. So I'm here from a place of experience and certainty to address this fear of who am I and tell you, gosh, how dare you? Who are you not? Because the people who resonate with you, the people who come to you, you've got it, you've got it. So think of it this way: somebody who is a money coach who in the beginning of their career was able to be very resonant with somebody who has little income, because this money coach was in the very same place as somebody who had struggles with money and a lot of lack mentality. That person was just enough steps ahead to be able to address and speak that completely. To imagine somebody, the same money coach years later, who is in a place of extraordinary wealth, having bridged a huge gap, and that money coach now speaks and resonates from a very different place of experience, right? So wherever we are, we're able to help move people forward. So don't hold back. Please, please, please bless the world with your service and gifts and talents. And just like Jackie said, we have so many talents. We can come up and create creative ways of manifesting money. Easy. Let's call it like it is. Money is easy. Money is easy. Like literally. Okay, so the third thing that holds us usually back, and it totally came up during this conversation with my client today, was this question of the judgment, right? Let's talk about them judgmental family members. And we all have them, whether it's family members, whether it's friends. We all have that fear that if we really truly express ourselves, we'll lose the tribe. I even played this game with my mom. I mean, it's so silly to say, but I remember having this conversation with her and being like, Mom, I know that you and Dad were really proud of me when I was an attorney. Can you support me doing past life regression work? Like, do you feel ashamed of me? Literally, these are the things I was asking her. Like, we had a sit down on this one because I was really doubting if she can really, past life regression, that thing, compared to being a corporate attorney, right? And so, of course, my mom, with her infinite love, was just so reassuring and so supportive. And I have to tell you, my mom has been my biggest champion and cheerleader. Literally, whenever she and I are together, her favorite thing to ask me is, okay, tell me about your sessions, tell me about your clients, how did it go, what's going on? She's right there wanting to support and be in the middle of it. I love her. So even I was trying to check out, like, am I going to get kicked out of the tribe? So it's a very normal thing for us to be afraid. And I have to tell you, I see this in so many ways, especially right now. I have a couple of clients who are both with extreme pain. The technical word people use, the catch-all, assembly place for the catch-all diagnosis is fibromyalgia and a whole lot of autoimmune labels. But bottom line is pain, debilitating symptoms. And so here's what's so interesting. I mean, in general, but also for those two clients. I've been thinking I should introduce them to each other. Honestly, I've been like, these girls are about the same age. They have similar backgrounds. I mean, they can literally become each other's best friends. And they showed up in my life at the same time with the same challenges. I've been thinking about that one. And so the two of them, extreme pain and the emotions behind it, because remember, the body goes into a physical condition because there's an emotional situation that needs to be brought to light and to be resolved. And so for the case with extreme pain is always the lack of expression, and also some fear of aggression being expressed. But again, it's expression. In other words, the deepest truths of who we are, the deepest longings, the creativity of our soul, we're shrinking it and holding it back because, you know, they wouldn't understand, they'll judge us, they'll misunderstand, that will affect, how about this one? If I really truly express what I think and they don't like it, they misunderstand, it's going to affect the bottom line, right? Like I have had that come up for clients, totally understandable. Yet remember one thing. Your greatest guidance system is always your soul, always the whispers and the soul. So if there's a whisper within you that's saying express, give, serve, do, that will resolve everything else. It always does. It always does. I'm not being naive and facetious. I am not joking. A principle. So going back to the expression, a principle that I continue to work with every day in my business is: do what you desire, do what speaks to you, do what feels authentic. In other words, really just give an expression of your soul. Do it without expecting, do it without holding back, right? Do it fully. Do it for the love of it, do it for the excitement of it, do it for the fulfillment of it, and do it without expecting of where it needs to take you. So I don't take action because, it's gonna help me hit that income goal. No. I do what I do because it excites me, because that's what my soul guided me to. And so this is how we're always, I mean, gosh, I've been in business for quite a long time. And I was talking to a client of mine who is also a very long-term, very successful business owner, and she and I were laughing because I was saying to her, you know what, the very same principle that applied when you and I started our businesses applies right now too, because, you know, we were saying how when she created the products that she sells, she was saying, but you know, it was just for me. I was just being so guided and so intrigued and so fulfilled by the creative process that I wasn't thinking how are people gonna receive it and what's gonna happen with it. I was just doing it because it was an expression of what was within me, the fulfillment within me. And I was laughing and joking with her and saying, me too, I was doing what I was doing because it was just the most exciting thing I could think of doing with my life, right? Like it was all about the divine and spirituality and past lives. And lo and behold, all these years later, like we're still doing what we want to do. And that's really how you actually move forward. And remember, if you allow yourself to get stuck in that judgment of what would they say, oh my God, well, then life will be measured based on what would they say. And that's a very small existence. And that's not what we're here for. Remember, when you die, when you, like we spoke yesterday, when you have your life review, you want to be like, wow, I went for it. I really went for it. That was a remarkable life. I'm pretty sure this life as mirror is as good as it's been so far. So I think we're doing good. So you know, I'm following the guidance of my soul, and so please remember, you can use all the tools and techniques to clear that judgment, to clear that fear, but more importantly than anything, remember to stay true to the voice inside, the divine guidance, because it never fails. the guidance of do what fulfills you, excites you, moves you, follow your desire. That's the path, and each one of us has our own unique path. And isn't that the most extraordinary thing? So we covered those three lies that are so normal to encounter on the path of starting our own business. And I have to tell you, it's been a really I mean, gosh, it's a journey for everyone who decides to follow their truth and their desire and their passion. So for those of you who are on the line with me, I would love to hear your thoughts on how this resonates. Hi, Laura. I'm so happy to be with you. Hi, Alexandra. Yes, we have to enjoy what we are doing. Oh my God, absolutely. Oh my Lord. So in one of the experiences that I have had is to tap into the energy. It was a very intentional experience. I laid myself one time down on the couch, and I did this process, this exercise where I tapped into an alternate mirror, and this mirror had kind of done something very interesting, let me tell you. So rather than completely leaving the corporate world, this mirror has kind of become like a corporate coach. So she sort of opened the door, this version of me sort of opened the door to more connection with the divine, more spirituality, more personal growth, but wasn't willing to go the full speed and force, you know, like wasn't really willing to jump on a completely different train that takes her at first just a tiny degree, and then as time passes by so far away that, you know, it's completely unrelatable from her legal career. And so in that and so I saw her life. So she still lives in New York City. She hustles a lot. She was a lot more stressed out than I am, a lot more worried about things, still very concerned about money and survival and lack. Her problem, not my problem. But so she had stayed as a corporate trainer and corporate coach, so still stayed on that sort of train of I'm gonna stay close to the source of income from this world. And there was such a sense of kind of fulfillment, you know, not fully fulfilled, kind of always wondering, what if, is there more? I like my life. I actually love my life. And that's how I want to see you. I really want to see you loving your life, being madly and absolutely in love with your life, and remembering that you're the babe with the power. Your life goes the way you say, because it really does. We get to tell the story. So I really desire for you to tell a good story.